Which AWS service allows administrators to provide cloud-based desktop environments for employees? Correct answer: AWS Workspaces. Explanation: AWS Workspaces is a managed desktop-as-a-service solution that provides secure, scalable cloud desktops to employees without the need for on-premises hardware. Why others are incorrect? AWS Fargate runs containers without managing servers, not desktop. AWS Organizations used for multi-account governance, not desktop. AWS WEF protects web applications, not desktop environments. A company wants to break a monolithic app into microservices. Which AWS service can help decouple these components? Correct answer: Amazon SQS. Explanation: Amazon SQS enables decoupling by using message queues so each microservice works independently, improving scalability and reliability. Why others are incorrect? Amazon CloudWatch used for monitoring, not decoupling. AWS Direct Connect provides dedicated network links unrelated to app architecture. Amazon Lightsail simplified cloud hosting, not message queuing. What should a user do if an IAM secret access key is lost? Correct answer: rotate the secret access key. Explanation: AWS does not allow retrieval of lost IAM secret access keys. Best practice is to delete the old key and create a new one. Why others are incorrect? Retrieve from console. Impossible, keys cannot be retrieved after creation. AWS support request. AWS will not generate secret keys. Create new user. Overkill, only new keys are needed, not a new user. Which AWS storage service is designed with high availability across multiple AZs by default? Correct answer: Amazon EFS. Explanation: Amazon Elastic File System automatically stores data redundantly across multiple availability zones, ensuring high availability and durability. Why others are incorrect? Amazon EC2 single instance doesn't guarantee multi-AZ availability. Amazon EBS tied to a single AZ by default. Amazon Redshift focuses on analytics, not multi-AZ storage durability. Which AWS support plan provides API access for case management at the lowest cost? Correct answer: AWS Developer Support. Explanation: the Developer Support Plan is the lowest cost plan that provides access to AWS support APIs for case management. Why others are incorrect? AWS Basic Support, no API case management. AWS Business Support includes API access but is more expensive. AWS Enterprise Support includes full concierge support but is the most expensive. Which AWS service protects web applications from SQL injection and cross-site scripting attacks? Correct answer: AWS WEF. Explanation: AWS WEF protects applications against web exploits like SQL injection and XSS. Why others are incorrect? Amazon Detective security investigation, not prevention. AWS Shield Advanced DDoS protection, not SQL XSS. Amazon Guard Duty. Threat detection, not web traffic filtering. Migrating from on-premises servers to AWS serverless compute to adopt new technologies, faster supports which well-architected pillar? Correct answer. Performance efficiency. Explanation. Serverless allows businesses to leverage cloud-native features quickly, which is a core principle of the performance efficiency pillar. Why others are incorrect. Reliability. Focuses on recovery and resilience. Operational excellence. Focuses on process improvement. Security. Focuses on protecting systems data. A company needs EC2 instances for a 12-month e-commerce app that must run continuously. Which purchase option is most cost-effective? Correct answer. Savings plans. Explanation. Compute savings plans provide significant discounts for workloads running continuously for 1 year compared to on-demand pricing. Why others are incorrect. Spot instances. Unreliable for critical app. Dedicated hosts. Higher cost, used for compliance licensing needs. On-demand. Flexible but more expensive for steady workload. Which AWS service traces requests across a serverless application. Correct answer. AWS X-Ray. Explanation. AWS X-Ray provides distributed tracing, allowing developers to analyze requests as they pass through multiple AWS components in a serverless app. Why others are incorrect. Amazon CloudWatch provides metrics logs, not request tracing. AWS CloudTrail audits API calls, not end-to-end tracing. Amazon Inspector focuses on security vulnerabilities. Which AWS service enables a master payer account to view consolidated billing report? Correct answer. AWS Organizations. Explanation. AWS Organizations allows consolidated billing so multiple AWS accounts can be managed under a single payer account. Why others are incorrect. AWS Budgets tracks costs usage but does not consolidate billing. Amazon QuickSight BI and analytics tool, not billing. Amazon Macy detects sensitive data unrelated to billing. Which AWS service enables loose coupling and reliable messaging between microservices? Correct answer. Amazon SQS. Explanation. Amazon Simple Queue Service is a fully managed message queuing service that allows microservices, distributed systems, and serverless applications to communicate reliably and decouple from each other. Why others are incorrect. Elastic load balancing balances incoming traffic across multiple targets but does not provide messaging or decoupling. Amazon SNS provides pub-sub messaging but is for broadcasting messages, not guaranteed queue-based messaging. Amazon CloudFront, a CDN service for low-latency content delivery unrelated to messaging. Which AWS services can AWS WEF integrate with to block common web exploit? Correct answer. Amazon CloudFront. Explanation. AWS WEF can be deployed on Amazon CloudFront API Gateway an application load balancer to protect against SQL injection, XSS, and other threat. Why others are incorrect. Amazon Route 53 DNS service does not directly support WEF. AWS Transfer Family, used for file transfer protocols, not web app protection. AWS Site-to-Site VPN provides secure connections, not WEF integration. A Node.js app requires a NoSQL database that scales with demand. Which AWS service is best? Correct answer: Amazon DynamoDB. Explanation: Amazon DynamoDB is a fully managed NoSQL database that provides single-digit millisecond latency and automatic scaling for web and mobile app. Why others are incorrect. Aurora Serverless, relational database, not NoSQL. Elasticache, in-memory cache, not a primary database. Redshift, data warehouse used for analytics, not app databases. Which AWS storage service can be mounted by multiple EC2 instances at once? Correct answer: Amazon EFS. Explanation: Amazon Elastic File System provides scalable file storage that can be mounted concurrently by multiple EC2 instances across availability zones. Why others are incorrect. Workspaces, desktop as a service, not shared storage. DMS, database migration, not storage. Snowball Edge, data transfer device, not shared storage. Which AWS Cloud benefit ensures resources are highly available? Correct answer: reliability. Explanation: reliability in AWS ensures workloads are highly available, fault-tolerant, and recover quickly from failures using multiple availability zones. Why others are incorrect. Agility, faster innovation but not HA. Security, protects data but not availability. Shared responsibility model, defines roles, not availability. Running simulated failure exercises is an example of which AWS well-architected principle? Correct answer: anticipate failure. Explanation: by simulating failures, companies anticipate issues before they occur, improving reliability. Why others are incorrect. Loosely coupled dependencies, focus on architecture design. Auto recovery, about automation, not simulation. Cost efficiency, not about resilience testing. Which AWS service provides a cloud-based contact center for phone chat support? Correct answer: Amazon Connect. Explanation: Amazon Connect is a pay-as-you-go cloud contact center solution with voice and chat capabilities. Why others are incorrect. Cognito, identity authentication. Direct Connect, private network connection. EventBridge, event routing, not contact center. Which tool helps create alerts when costs exceed a set threshold? Correct answer: AWS Budget. Explanation: AWS Budgets allows users to set cost and usage thresholds and sends alerts when they are exceeded. Why others are incorrect. Cost Explorer, visualizes spending trends but no alert. CUR, Detailed billing reports, no alert. CloudTrail. Logs API activity, not billing. Which tool lets users without an AWS account estimate service costs? Correct answer. AWS Pricing Calculator. Explanation. AWS Pricing Calculator allows anyone to estimate costs for AWS services. Why others are incorrect? TCO Calculator compares AWS versus on-premises cost savings. Budgets needs an AWS account. Cost Explorer requires account billing data. Which AWS billing support is available to all support levels? Correct answer. AWS Customer Service. Explanation. AWS Customer Service is included for all customers, regardless of support plan. Why others are incorrect? Concierge Support, only for enterprise plans. TAM, only for enterprise. Business Support, paid plan, not free for all. Which AWS feature allows a developer to access resources in another account? Correct answer. IAM roles. Explanation. IAM roles can grant temporary access to resources in another AWS account securely. Why others are incorrect? MACI, data security and PII detection. Security groups control network access, not cross-account access. Trusted advisor, best practice recommendations, not access control. Which EC2 pricing option is most cost-effective for non-production workloads where downtime is acceptable? Correct answer. Spot instances. Explanation. Spot instances are highly discounted but can be interrupted anytime, making them best for dev test workload. Why others are incorrect? On demand. Flexible but more expensive. Reserved instances. Best for steady-state production, not dev test. Dedicated instances. Provide isolation, more expensive. Which AWS feature provides high availability and low latency inside a region? Correct answer. Availability zones. Explanation. Availability zones are multiple, isolated data centers within a region that provide high availability and low latency connectivity. Why others are incorrect? Edge locations, 4 CDN. Outposts, extends AWS to on-premises. Route 53, global DNS, not intra-region HA. Which AWS service lets users define reusable infrastructure template? Correct answer. AWS CloudFormation. Explanation. CloudFormation allows you to define infrastructure as code and reuse templates for consistent deployment. Why others are incorrect? OpsWorks, configuration management. Marketplace, software catalog. EMI, preconfigured OS app image, not full infrastructure. Which phase of the AWS Cloud Adoption Framework includes identifying measurable business outcomes of migration? Correct answer. Envision. Explanation. The envision phase focuses on defining business goals, desired outcomes, and migration strategies before implementation. Why others are incorrect. Align focuses on aligning stakeholders and resources. Scale, expanding cloud adoption. Launch, executing workloads in AWS.